Many of us spend our lives searching, chasing dreams, money, success, believing that happiness is always somewhere else. But what if everything we ever needed was already with us? This is the story of a man who traveled far and wide, only to realize that the greatest treasure had been waiting for him all along. Once upon a time, in a small town, lived Leo, a young man who believed his life had nothing special to offer. He dreamed of adventure, convinced that happiness existed somewhere far away. One evening, he packed his bag and left. "I'll find success elsewhere," he thought. His mother, standing by the doorway, smiled sadly. "Come back when you find what you're looking for." Leo traveled from town to town, working odd jobs, chasing every opportunity. But the more he searched, the more he felt lost. Something was always missing. One day he met an old man on a quiet train platform. The man watched Leo carefully. "You look like someone searching for something," he said with a knowing smile. Leo sighed. "I've been everywhere, done everything, but happiness still feels out of reach." The old man chuckled. "Maybe you've been looking in the wrong place." The old man pulled out a worn pocket watch and handed it to Leo. "Take this. When you truly understand its value, your journey will end." Then, without another word, he walked away. Leo turned the pocket watch over in his hands. It looked old, yet well cared for. The hands ticked smoothly, moving with purpose. "What does this even mean?" he muttered, but something deep inside told him this was no ordinary gift. Determined to find answers, Leo decided to return home after years of wandering. As the train rumbled forward, he watched towns blur past the window. The pocket watch felt heavier than before, as if carrying an unseen weight. As he stepped off the train, the familiar scent of earth and wood smoke greeted him. The town hadn't changed, but Leo felt like a stranger. He gripped the pocket watch tighter. What if I don't belong here anymore? Walking through the quiet streets, he reached his childhood home. His mother, now older, was tending to her garden. She looked up and gasped. "Leo!" Her voice was a mix of joy and disbelief. They sat on the porch, sipping tea. "I searched everywhere for something, but I still don't know what I was looking for," Leo admitted. His mother smiled knowingly. "Maybe you were never meant to search so far, my son." Leo hesitated before showing her the pocket watch. "An old man gave this to me. He said I'd understand its value one day." His mother's eyes widened as she carefully took the watch in her hands. Tears welled in her eyes. "This belonged to your father. He always said time was our greatest treasure. He wanted you to understand that before chasing the world." Leo felt a lump in his throat. "I spent years searching for something more, but I left behind the most precious thing." His mother nodded. "Sometimes we don't realize the value of what we already have." That night, Leo lay in his childhood bed, staring at the ceiling. The watch ticked softly beside him. He finally understood. The time he had been chasing was never lost. It had always been waiting for him here. The next morning, Leo walked through town with new eyes. He greeted old neighbors, helped a shopkeeper lift a heavy box, and felt something he hadn't in years: belonging. Leo took over his father's small workshop, fixing clocks and watches. Each piece he repaired reminded him, time is not to be wasted but cherished. Years later, a young traveler entered his shop, looking lost. Leo smiled. "You look like someone searching for something." The cycle had come full circle. Sometimes what we seek is not in a distant place. It has been with us all along. The true treasure is not money or adventure, but time spent wisely with those who matter.